The Smash roster is one of my favourite parts of the entire Smash series, with the inclusions of new fighters every installment. Never knowing who's going to make it into Smash 6, some fighters don't make it in, either being deconfirmed from Mii costumes, assist trophies, or other fighters from a third-party developer taking the spot, as well as a few other reasons. Welcome to A New Foe Has Appeared, where we talk about ideas for fighters that could possibly happen in Smash 6, if not the future. I'm your host BB8 from BB8's House. As always, let's get into it. Up next. That's right. Goomba is who we are going to talk about today. I probably bet if you were wondering, BB8 how is Goomba gonna make it in to Smash Bros if he doesn't have arms to mess around with? Well, I'm glad you asked, because yet again, Goomba is one of the most iconic Mario enemies besides Koopa Troopa, and is one of the first Mario enemies to pop up in the first level, or any level really, ignoring Super Mario Bros. 2 from the NES. A Goomba is probably like one of the first enemies you encounter in the games, and since I have done a hidden trilogy of A New Foe Has Appeared episodes, consisting of this, A New Foe Has Appeared Boo/King Boo, and A New Foe Has Appeared Koopa Troopa. So I thought I would finish off the trilogy by doing Goomba. Even though I do have plans to add Shy Guy and Dry Bones to the New Foe Has Appeared lineup in the future. I'm not saying when, but with it being Mario Day this week, I thought now would be the right time to talk about Goomba. And I probably bet a lot of you are going to be asking, who will the Super Mario Bros. Movie tie-in character be? But with the whole Super Mario Bros. Movie tie-in, we'll get to that at a later date. And without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? For the moveset, the neutral special will consist of Micro Goomba. Goomba in the games doesn't really have the ability to do this, but this is an original move created for Smash Bros. Even though Micro Goombas do exist in the games, I thought, why not just have Micro Goomba be a projectile-like move for Goomba? So Goomba would end up spitting out Micro Goombas as projectiles. Here, Goomba will spit out Micro Goombas straight forward. When a Micro Goomba hits an enemy, it will bite onto the enemy and start inflicting chipping damage. When a Micro Goomba latches onto an enemy, here their movement speed will slow down, and the more Micro Goombas latch onto an enemy, the slower the enemy moves. Now, after some moments, the Micro Goombas will let go and disappear. Players can remove the Micro Goombas and the same to remove Pikmins. And now if a Micro Goomba hits the ground, it will target a random enemy. Here, the Micro Goomba will move towards the enemy and it will bite onto the enemy. Now, a Micro Goomba are extremely easy to smash. With 1 or 2 hits, a Micro Goomba can just die. Now, Goomba has 4 Micro Goombas out on stage at a time. And when a new one is summoned, the oldest Micro Goomba would end up disappearing from the fight. The side special, we have Goomba Storm, a move originating from Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. The Goomba takes a large leap forward in a head bonk fashion, just like their attack patterns in Paper Mario, and once hitting their peak height of an upward arc, the Goomba will light on fire. This forward-leaping attack deals fire damage and also can deal impressive sideways knockback, especially to opponents with high damage. While the attack is surprisingly strong, if it misses, it will leave the Goomba wide open for attacks. And this attack also has a meteor effect when used on airborne opponents. And unfortunately, Bowser is his own fighter in Smash, so unfortunately he doesn't end up making a cameo in this move. The up special, we have Paragoomba. The Goomba sprouts a pair of wings and takes to the sky as a Paragoomba. This recovery works just like Pit's recovery in Brawl, and by pressing up B repetitively, the Goomba will flap its wings faster and faster in order to gain more and more height. The Goomba doesn't deal any damage, but does cover lots of recovery, and you can also cancel the move at any time to perform an aerial move. And the Para Wings used by Goomba will also appear in a double jump move. For the down special, we have the Goomba Boot. Taking reference from Super Mario Bros. 3, the Goomba hops into the green Goomba shoe item and leaps upward before crashing downward with brutal strength. The move works similar to Bowser's down special, but with the difference being the Goomba Boot will deal damage not only to opponents, but will also bury them. The boot deals more damage and buries opponents longer for the higher up in the air the move was initiated. And for the final smash, we have Goomboss. Goomba would summon Goomboss with multiple Micro Goombas and other being the same maximum as in Super Mario 64 DS, and the non-Goombosses would rush to foes and Goomboss would follow you. And after 5 to 7 seconds, Goomboss would stomp around in anger, causing foes to be KO'd, tripped, and buried. For the ults, and the Kirby Hat, Goomba would end up having palette swaps for Goomba, which are based on his huge variety of variants that Goomba has in the games. Each palette swap doesn't alter the behaviour, but does alter the sound effects in order to stay true to their in-game counterparts. Alt 1 will end up being Standard Goomba, Alt 2 will end up being Blue Goomba, based on the Underground Goomba from the original Super Mario Bros. Game from 1985. Alt 3 will be Bone Goomba, which wears a skull on its head and takes the colour from Bone Goomba in the games. And this will be based on Bone Goomba from New Super Mario Bros. 2. Alt 4 will end up being Galoomba, being a palette swap with Galoomba taking its inspiration from Super Mario World. Even though Galoombas do appear in 3D World as well, it will probably take its 3D World model. But Galoomba did originally come from Super Mario World. Alt 5 being Goombrat from New Super Mario Bros. U. Cat Goomba being based on the Cat Goomba from Super Mario 3D World. Jacko Goomba being based on the Jacko Goombas from Super Mario Galaxy. And Alt 8, I really wanted to include this one, so I thought I'd save it for last, but the Gold Goomba based on the Gold Goomba from New Super Mario Bros. 2. And the Kirby Hat, Kirby will take a Goomba mask similar to the Goomba masks in Super Mario 3D World with the copy of Micro Goomba. For the classic mode route, I called it the original bodyguard, being a reference to Goomba being the first enemy to fight in a Super Mario game. The Goomba fights its way through Mario-themed opponents on Mario stages with only Mario Universe support fighters available to use. Opponents include Peach, Daisy, Bowser Jr., Dr. Mario, Yoshi, Rosalina, and Piranha Plant. The boss fight is against Giga Bowser, which once you've defeated Bowser, Giga Bowser will appear on the stage. And the final battle is a fight on the Mushroom Kingdom stage against Mario and Luigi, with Bowser as your partner in battle. Round 1 will be Mario, Luigi, and Piranha Plant fighting on Mushroom Kingdom NES. Round 2 will be Peach fighting on Peach's Castle from Melee. Round 3 will be Daisy fighting on Mushroomy Kingdom based on Sarasa Land. Round 4 will be Yoshi and Galoomba fighting on Yoshi's Island from Melee, a reference to Super Mario World. Round 5 will be Bowser Jr. fighting on Delfino Square. Round 6 being Rosalina and Luma fighting on Mario Galaxy. And the final round will be Bowser, which will turn into Giga Bowser once defeated. The victory theme, poses, and the Punch-Out title. The victory theme will just be the Mario victory theme taken from Bowser Jr., Bowser, and Piranha Plant. Victory pose 1, Goomba will jump around, do a backflip, and pose. Victory pose 2, a massive Goomba stack will be on the stage, and then the camera will look up and showing the player's Goomba looking proud. And Victory Pose 3, Yoshi will be seen chasing Goomba, but Goomba will hit a block and grab a mushroom, becoming a giant Goomba. Then giant Goomba will chase Yoshi. And the Punch-Out tile being Fear the Fungus. For the Amiibo, since Goomba already has an Amiibo, I thought I would add its huge variety of variants onto it. So the Goomba Amiibo will have a bit more variety. Goomba's Smash Render will alter in pose depending on which palette swap you end up picking. And each of their alts is based on an alternate costume from the games. The Gold Goomba would end up being a limited edition Amiibo, standing at the height of 5.4 inches. Around the same height as a Detective Pikachu Amiibo, being the biggest Goomba Amiibo you can get. So, Goomba will end up having 6 different Smash Amiibos, plus 7 if you counted the limited edition Gold Goomba. And I would see a Gold Goomba Amiibo being rare. So that's why I put limited edition there. And the compatible games would end up being Super Smash Bros, where you tap in one of the Goomba variants to summon a fighter you can train. Mario Kart, tap to unlock a Goomba-themed Mii Racing outfit you can use in the game, but the Goomba-themed Mii Racing outfit will be taken from Tour, since Mario Kart Tour does have a whole bunch of Mii Racing outfits that could be brought over to Mario Kart. Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is tap in one of the Goomba variants to give a helping hand in either 3D World mode or Bowser's Fury mode. But with the exception of the Cat Goomba having a different behavior. Mario Party is where you can tap in the Goomba to unlock a new minigame pack with some minigames you can't obtain in the base game, but each individual Goomba Amiibo will provide different minigames because of their variants, so I thought I would alter them a bit so it doesn't really get boring. And for the Untitled Bowser spin-off, which I am going to do a concept video for eventually, is where you tap in one of the Goomba variants to obtain a minion that you can use in battle. For the stage, I went with the Wooded Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey. I know there's a bit of a lack of Odyssey representation as of stages, so I thought I would end up picking the Wooded Kingdom from Mario Odyssey to add a bit more Odyssey into Smash Bros. Because yet again, I enjoyed Mario Odyssey and I couldn't really find the fitting stage for Goomba, so I thought I would go with the Wooded Kingdom. The Steam Gardens is home to the Steam Gardeners, who water and grow flowers throughout the area, especially in the Sky Garden Tower and the Secret Flower Field. This area is also the home to the prize Soiree Bouquet. In Smash Bros, the Sky Garden Tower will act as the platform for the stage. The Steam Gardeners, who appear as the locals of the Wooded Kingdom, will appear in the background of the stage as like the spectators of the fight. support fighters, I went with Uproot and Sherm. Uproot from Super Mario Odyssey, unlike the games, will latch onto an opponent and uppercut them with its leg extending abilities. And the Sherms appear on the battlefield like normal tanks, but they can fire at opponents through all 180 degrees. Since we are dealing with a 2D landscape and not a 3D landscape, Sherms only have 180 degrees to deal with. For the music selection I picked out for Goomba is based on the original Super Mario Bros. That released on the Nintendo DS. So, the list consists of World 1 Mushroom Plains, Walking the Plains, Mega Mushroom, The Plains, Underground Theme, Bowser Jr.'s Castle, Mini Bowser Battle, Underwater, Main Boss Castle, The Boss Battle, The Main Boss Defeated, World 2 The Desert, Walking the Hot Desert, World 3 The Beach, Fun at the Beach, Haunted Mansion, World 4 The Woods, World 5 The Snow Plains, World 6 The Canyon, World 7 The Sky, World 8 Bowser Badlands 1, World 8 Bowser Badlands 2, Flowing Lava, and the final Bowser Battle. For the spirits consist of the Fighter Spirits, Goomba, Bone Goomba, Galoomba, Goombrat, Cat Goomba, and Jacko Goomba. The standard spirits are Gold Goomba, Goombeetle, Prickly Goomba, Raccoon Tail Goomba, and Goomboss. And finally, for the reveal trailer. The reveal trailer starts off in Bowser's castle, all empty because Bowser isn't there, as he has already joined Smash Bros. The screen then shows the number 2014 in a bold on the screen, as Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings have got their invites into Smash Bros. And they have already head out of the castle in their clown cars. It then jumps to 2018 when Piranha Plant got his invitation, leaving all the Piranha Plants off to join the battle. It then cuts to present day with Goomba on the throne, with only Goombas left in Bowser's castle, as the rest of Bowser's minions have either made their way into Smash Bros. As a playable fighter or a support fighter. Kamek comes in with an envelope and Goomba starts to rage. Kamek then explains that the invitation is for Goomba and not Kamek. As Goomba jumps in happiness, Kamek grows Goomba bigger as Goomba and all of the other Goombas stampede out of Bowser's castle. As it splashes, Goomba joins the troop in Smash. For the gameplay section in the trailer, it starts off with Goomba on the Water Kingdom stage, fighting Mario with a Koopa Trooper, who I did talk about in the New Foes Appeared 72, by its side. A remixed version of the Water Kingdom theme plays here. It then shows Bone Goomba on the Bryn Star stage, fighting Luigi and Boo, who I talked about in a New Foes Appeared 1. A remixed version of the Underground theme then plays. It then shows Galoomba on the Yoshi's Island stage, fighting a horde of Yoshis. The Super Mario World Overworld theme plays here. Goombrat is then showcased on the Mushroom Kingdom U stage, fighting Peach and Daisy. The new Super Mario Bros. U theme plays here. Cat Goomba then jumps into the 3D land stage, fighting Cat Mario, who I'm yet to talk about in a new foes appeared. The 3D world theme plays in this segment, and the last of the Goomba variants to be showcased is the Jacko Goomba variant, fighting on the Super Mario Galaxy stage against Rosalina and Luma. The Gusty Garden Galaxy theme plays there, and then Goomba then unleashes the Goom Boss Final Smash. And to end off the trailer, a cinematic plays with all the Mario fighters in the Mushroom Kingdom as they all see Goom Boss and a stampede of Goombas heading towards them as the screen fades white and splashes Super Smash Bros. Times Super Mario. So guys, what did you think of Goomba? I do apologise for any form of confusion around this video with what I said at the beginning, because a good chunk of this video was recorded before Mario Day to avoid any confusion, and the fact that I didn't get around to finishing this episode on time for Mario Day, I thought, why not get it out as soon as I can? So, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn your notification bell on so you don't miss another New Foes Appeared episode like this one. And I will see you all in a future episode. BB8 out.